When you hear up Nepal, what comes to your mind? What? No. What? Light. God bless you. The excitement, the hope, and the joy you feel when you shout up Nepal, no matter your pedestal in life, no matter how much you have, no matter your upbringing, your background. He emphasizes the importance of light in the journey of life. Light. Life. Without light, there's no life. Without life, there's no light. I'm going somewhere. Finding light in life is simply a journey of self-discovery. And before you can discover yourself truly, you must find your voice. And you must be brave enough to embrace the voice that you have. I'll be speaking today on finding your voice. The first thing I want to tell people here today is to embrace your voice. Many of us seated here today, we're looking radiant outside. We have glamorous makeup. We have people looking well tailored and well kept. But many of us have dimmed our own light. We have succumbed our voices to the shadow of self-doubt, of fear, uncertainty, and so many things that hold you back. If I take a random survey and say, who here wants to be a content creator? Can you please raise up your hand if you want to be a content creator, or you're a content creator, you're aspiring to be? Can I see your hands up? Beautiful. There's a gentleman here seated here in front of me. This is my first time seeing him physically. He is a newscaster working with a TV channel that they say they are the best in the past, I think 12 or 16 years. I don't know who's taking the count, but they call themselves that. They took a voice from themselves and they embraced it. That's the way I'm going to. If you watch this young man, he has a fine accent. I don't know if he's forming it. I don't know if he learnt it. It's not my business. But one thing that is very sure is it delivers it accurately. Some people have never traveled out before, but when they speak, you would think they are UK citizens. And they're able to take that into their jobs. Now, this man has not just been a newscaster on the TV alone. He has gone out of that niche, out of that box. He's now a content creator. He's now someone that is trying to be relevant on social media. That means to say, even if a source of funding, a source of job is cut away, he is still relevant. He has embraced his voice. I'm going somewhere. Many people seated here today want to be their budding content creators. I have met, in the past 2 weeks, I've met at least 10 or 13 people that want to be content creators. But guess what? When I check their pages, they've never posted a single content. That means there's a voice in them. They are the only reason why the voice is not loud. Embrace your voice. Your voice is the most significant thing you can ever have in life. Either you're a newscaster trying to be on TV, translating news to people in thousands of homes, or you're a guy that has an idea that Ibadan might be local according to some people, or the people there are so lousy and so noisy. But I can make the young creatives, young people that have ideas, I can make them globally relevant by creating platforms like this and doing something like TEDx. Or you're a graphics guy that grew up in Akure or some vast city in Ondo State, and from the value of your craft, you grew the chain. You got to Lagos, you got relevant, you're now an internationally acclaimed person in your field. That is still your voice. Many people think that the voice also means that you're Timi Agbaje going on Instagram, saying something in front of camera and telling people. Your talent, your gift, your seed is your voice. A guy just performed the music rendition here, Yanulua show. Great stuff, by the way. He has a voice and his voice is speaking. You might be like Yudabasi. Your voice is not an audible thing, but it's something that you can craft out from your hands. Until you embrace it, your life may never change. And a dino is the last thing that anybody wants to ever have in life. One day before you leave this world, if you look back in retrospect, did you embrace your voice? Are you the problem of your voice? That question is for you. The next thing I want to talk about, authenticity. Everyone seated here today, no matter how much of a hard guy you're from, we all value genuineness, transparent experiences, emotions that are pure. I don't know how many of us here are single. Is anybody single here? Many of us will be single. You're killing the voice in you. You have not embraced your voice. Yes, and I'll tell you why. I'm building something. If you embrace your voice, you can fall early, you can fail fast, and you can grow that voice and fine-tune and refine it and be like this channel's guy that speaks so fine. You'll be very surprised that the first time he went on TV, he might have been nervous. It might have been very terrible for him and he didn't do his best. But that journey will never repeat again because he has already grown mastery over that. And I'll give you an example. By the grace of God, some people know me out there. Some 10 years ago, if I like a lady on the street, I can walk up to her and say, fine girl, I like you, what's your name? And I take a number. Now, no matter how much of a beauty I see on the street, before I walk up to that lady, I calculate 1,001 things. What would my brand people say? What would happen if this girl embarrasses me in public? What would happen if this girl just pings at her phone and starts saying, can you guys imagine this guy on Instagram is asking me for my phone number? There's so much collateral damage that could happen from that. But if I had embraced my voice 1,000 years ago, I would have probably found somebody I like, somebody that likes me in return, and built something genuine. If I want to make any mistakes, I'd make that mistake in that relationship and I grow. The same thing that goes with your craft. You want to be a content creator, for example. I'm using content creation because the world is going to that certain stage very soon. Everybody will create content. You might not see it yet, but you're a marketer. You will do TikTok video if you want to make sales. You might not understand it yet. AI is coming to teach you that you're going to do it, and if you don't do it, AI will do it for you, and you will lose your job. I'm not prophesying something, but I'm just saying that you need to be relevant on social media. Now, authenticity. No matter how much I love what you do, if I don't feel connection with what you do, I don't relate to it. A medical doctor came here today to talk about an idea that they said they want to have a database of people, prescriptions of patients, and it should be globally relevant and locally relevant across Nigeria. I could relate to that because every time I see a medical doctor for the first time, I have to tell them about my parents, that in my family there is no epilepsy disorder, there is no mental illness. I have to tell them myself. How much more people that are going through emergencies that don't have the chance to be able to say these things. Now that doctor saw an idea somewhere and she's replicating even a bigger form, authenticity. She's localizing a global idea. If you have an idea as a content creator, you have an idea as a makeup artist, give me a different career from content and all those stuff. Give me any career, random career. What did you say? Carpentry. Is that okay? Beautiful career actually. Carpentry is one of the most versatile feats you can ever have in humanity. And I'll tell you why. Embracing your voice and authenticity. The only difference between a guy that does carpentry on the streets in Dugbe or Molete or Monoton or Felele or Challenge and a guy that is on Instagram that calls himself an interior designer is someone that's embraced their voice, is authentic, and they know how to market their voice. That is the only difference. A fashion designer and a tailor. Most fashion designers that are even successful that I've seen don't have enough time to sit down to sew or make clothes. But they understand that they can approach him and say, sir, I watch your videos and I feel like you can step your fashion up a bit. If you try to watch or wear designs like this, people will like you more, you get more relevant and you'll be able to enter certain rooms. And he likes the idea and he pays them. He will never go to Dubai and go and be looking for a tailor that is very good. He doesn't have that time. Somebody embrace their voice. Okay, fine. I know how to pick out good styles. I know how to pick out good outfits. I may not be talented enough, but many people are seated here today. You are talented. You are gifted. And you might not even be talented or gifted, but you have not even embraced yourself enough to want to stand out. I know people that if you don't wear makeup, they can't do anything in life. And I'm always very shocked. Like if rain falls, what happens to you? The next thing I want to say, barriers. I've spoken about embracing your voice, authenticity, many other things. No good thing in life ever comes easy for you. Embracing your voice will never be a ride in the park. You're going to face challenges. You're going to face sometimes economical, political, or geographical challenges. Like in Nigeria, for example, if you had to do a business with 10 million naira capital last year, this year, that same business, you need at least maybe 40 or 50 million naira to do it. You combat with the fuel that is rising. Nobody knows how much fuel will be this current week that we are. Last week, it was one price. 2 weeks ago, it was another price. There's going to be a new fuel pump price this week. Nobody knows. So the earlier you're able to face these problems and embrace these voices, the earlier you're able to surmount these challenges. Now, the last thing I want to talk about. How many of us can tell me what you think? How many of us know YouTube here? We all know YouTube, beautiful. What do you think the first idea of YouTube was? Just tell me randomly. What? To make videos. Wrong. Cinema. Wrong. Pass information. Wrong. Anybody? Huh? Was an online dating site. Thank you very much. YouTube was supposed to be an hookup site. I'm not joking. I'm not even lying to you. It was basically to be, you are single, I'm single, post myself, you post yourself, and we link up there. That was the idea of YouTube. But along the line, something happened and they took it off from there. And they are now the #1 search engine for videos and tutorials and education across the world. They make a lot of money, and if you use them rightly to, you make a lot of money. What about Samsung? How many of us knew what the first thing Samsung did was? Anybody? What do you think Samsung was? TV? No. Okay, Samsung was like ShopRite before. When they started, it was a retail trading store. The same way you go to Palms Mall here, you want to buy a charger, a cord, or USB cord. That was how Samsung started. And today, Samsung makes some of the, I don't want to say, I'm an iPhone guy, so I don't want to say anything, but I want to tell you that in whatever conversation you want to have about gadgets in the world, Samsung has a big seat at the table globally. The screen might be expensive. If it falls on your hand, it breaks, anything can happen. I'm an iPhone guy, so I can see that. But despite that, Samsung is very globally relevant and acclaimed in gadget and in luxury, capability, efficiency. Now, what am I trying to get at? Many of us are seeing the future and want to be at the future without starting from the beginning. No matter how good you are in bed, you cannot impregnate a woman today and she'll give birth today. It's not possible. So sometimes you need to give room from the part that you embrace the voice that you have in you, the fact that you're building it, you face challenges, you fall, you come back to your drawing board. You try to go again, Sapa holds you back, you come back. You try to go back again, your parents tell you we trained you in school, you're supposed to be a breadwinner now, we're not reaping from you. You leave home to feed home, but you're even back home again to eat at home. But despite all of that, there is a reward at the end of the day. My friends in Brown Roof, in the city of the Brown Roof, I want to beg you, just like myself did a couple of years ago when I made the first class from Nigerian law school and I said I wanted to do entertainment, and my father called me for 3 hours asking me why I decided to do this to him. But despite that, life is a risk. We're all going to make it well sometimes, and sometimes you fail and you learn. But I want to beg you to embrace the voice in you, like the words of the popular poem by Maya Angelou. In whatever comes your way, still arise. I hope you rise, and I hope you find your voice. I am Timi Agbaje. Welcome to my TED Talk. Thank you.